Right, so we are looking at working with scalar products of vectors, and I would like to welcome you to the last video for Unit 1. So if you've made it this far, you've made it to the end of Unit 1. Okay, so this is the last bit of this unit, and then comes unit assessments. Okay, so last bit. We are working with properties of scalar product. Right, so far with the scalar product we have done perpendicular vectors, we found the angles between vectors, and we have found the scalar product. But there are a few things that we can do that are properties that we can use to kind of manipulate our scalar products. Okay, so one of these is that with the scalar product, it doesn't matter which way round they go. Okay, you still are going to get the same answer. So the scalar product or the dot product of A and B is the same as the dot product of B and A. So this is just like a helpful little thing to remember. Okay, another one is that if we've got the scalar product and then we've got the scalar product with two vectors added together, all of these should be vectors, excuse me, I always forget. Right? We can multiply out those brackets, kind of how we would normally, for normal multiplication with brackets, to get that it is the scalar product of AB plus the scalar product of AC. So like multiply the first two, find the dot product of the first two, and add it to the dot product of the second two. Okay? And there's a third thing, which is if you're doing the scalar product of something that is the same as itself, well, we know up at the top we've got our formulas. This one. If we look at that one, we can say, well, that's going to be the magnitude of A times the magnitude of A times the cos of the angle. And if they're the same, it's going to be this cos of 0. And the cos of 0 is just 1. So it's the magnitude of A times the magnitude of A. So it's the magnitude of A squared. So you can kind of straight away do that to give yourself a little bit of an easier time working with some of these scalar product questions. So all of these three things are just there to kind of make scalar product questions a little bit kind of easier and as ways to manipulate the questions if we need to. Okay, so we're going to do an example. Right, so here's our example. We've got three vectors P, R and Q. So we're going to say that the vector P is equal to the vector R, which is going to be equal to 5. And that's just 5 units, doesn't matter what unit because we're not being told. And we're going to say that Q is 7. Okay, and we're going to have that the angles between each vector is going to be 30 degrees because that's a nice one that we know our exact values for. Like I've said before, we can't forget our exact values just because we're not doing that unit. So we're going to have the dot product or the scalar product of PR plus Q. Okay, so all we need to do here is, and that's what we want to find. So we are going to expand it out. So we get the dot product of P and R plus the dot product of P and Q. So the dot product of P and R is the magnitude of P times the magnitude of R times the cos of the angle between them. So P and R are these two, so the angle in between them, note that they have to be going out from the same point, is 30 degrees. So it's the cos of 30. Then we've got to add the magnitude of P times the magnitude of Q times the angle between P and Q. So if we look, P's here, Q's there, so that angle is 60 degrees because they're both going out from the same point. So that's times the cos of 60. Right, so substituting in our values, P is 5, R is 5, and the cos of 60 will quickly over here create our triangle. Nothing wrong, you don't have to keep it in your head. You can write it out, and so it's 1, 2, root 3. This is our 60, that's our 30. So cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So for 30 we're going to have root 3 over 2. And then for P, Q, cos of 60, so P is 5, Q is 7, and the cos of 60, so again adjacent over hypotenuse, that's 1 over 2. So we're going to get 25 root 3 over 2 plus 5 times 7, which is 35, and we half that, so we get 35 over 2. Okay, and it's probably best to put this as one fraction because we have a common denominator. And so we're going to get 25 root 3 plus 35 over 2. Right, okay, so with that, I would like to congratulate you again on reaching the end of Unit 1. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you've got anything from these videos that you're unsure of, let me know in a comment and I can make it clearer, make a response video, or edit the video to make it a bit clearer in the future. Comment if you've got any questions. Please like the videos if they've been helpful, or subscribe, because I will be doing videos for all of the units, as well as past paper, going through past papers with full solutions and me talking through what to do for each step of every question in a past paper. Okay, so congratulations again and thank you for watching.